In this video, I want to talk about Nintendo teasing people with its Paper Mario Metroid post. It's pretty interesting in that regard, and 2K says it's eager to release more games on the Nintendo Switch, coming off the heels of the release of Borderlands, XCOM 2, as well as BioShock the Collection. That is some very, very exciting news. Okay, so, as noted on Siliconera, here's something that's both promoting an upcoming game and perhaps teasing something new. Nintendo shared a video clip on Twitter on May 29, 2020 that teased a certain segment from Paper Mario the Origami King. It's a bit of a crossover. Nintendo of America tweeted, "Even if you're battling the Origami King, taking a break is important. Seems like Mario's relaxing with his favorite paper-crafted cosplay. Looks like a cool helmet with an image of Samus's helmet, I should say. The adventure of Paper Mario the Origami King is available on Switch on July 17th. So, they've been going in on these Metroid teases, and I really think that something sooner rather than later is going to be revealed, whether it be gameplay of Metroid Prime 4, or more likely than not, an announcement of a Metroid Prime trilogy. I really do think that's going to be happening very soon. The clip initially appeared at the end of the Paper Mario the Origami King announcement trailer. However, this tweet specifically singles out this moment. It also comes right at the height of some recent Metroid Prime trilogy rumors, as Nintendo Insider pointed out. A Swedish retailer called iNet has a now removed Nintendo Switch port of the trilogy, listed with a June 19, 2020 release date. That seems a little bit too early to release it in my mind, but who knows. Also, as pointed out on Reset Era, VentureBeat's Jeff Grubb suggested a Twitter rumor provided called hinting at an announcement from Nintendo at the end of May 2020 was trustworthy. Grubb also correctly hinted at the June 4th, 2020 PlayStation 5 game reveal event, so Grubb is incredibly reliable when it comes to his reports. Obviously, Metroid is coming back in a big way. I think Metroid Prime Trilogy should be happening this year for sure, and you want to get that out before the release of Metroid Prime 4. I think that's obvious to everyone, given that Metroid Prime 3, here's dating myself a little bit, came out all the way back in 2007. Yes, it's been 13 years since the release of Metroid Prime 3. Now we're gonna get a Prime 4, but we need to refamiliarize ourselves with the franchise and also introduce it to a bevy of new consumers that have picked up a Switch and maybe never played the Metroid Prime games and just heard about how great they are. And again, the game is just going to sell ridiculously well, and you've already got it in the can. You did the trilogy on the Wii, and apparently development of the game is either done or it's pretty far along, so they should be able to release it anytime. That June 19th release window, to me, or release date rather, that just seems a little bit far-fetched, given that it's May 30th and we don't even have an announcement of the game. I would imagine that it is going to come out sometime later in the year, but who knows, they could announce it and then drop it right away. I mean, that is something that isn't done all too often outside of smaller game releases, but this would be a major release, and maybe Nintendo just wants to try something a little bit different in terms of just dropping a game out of nowhere. I do think in the case of Metroid Prime, it could do well. I mean, in the case of the Sega Saturn, it didn't do all too well, but in the case of Metroid Prime, I think with the demand of the Switch being so high and so many people having access to one, it's just going to sell well inherently, and it's Metroid. The return of Metroid is something that is a major, major release. Alright, also, after a string of listings appeared online, 2K finally made it official in March, announcing 3 collections for Nintendo Switch: XCOM 2 Collection, Borderlands Legendary Collection, and BioShock the Collection. Those all dropped yesterday at a $49.99 price point, which is pretty good, all things considered. If you thought this was a one-time thing for 2K, think again. In an interview with Famitsu, the publisher's chief creative, Sammy Thesman, said the company wanted to continue releasing games on the Switch platform in the future. Noting, I can't tell you all about our business strategies, but what I can say is that we at 2K consider our relationship with Nintendo to be extremely important. We really want to keep releasing games for Nintendo Switch moving forward. Okay, that's super exciting. Give me that Mafia 2, give me that Mafia 3 if you can port it, give me that Mafia 1 Definitive Edition. Mafia is a franchise I'd love to see on the Nintendo Switch, and 2K in general has a lot of developers under their umbrella, and of course, they are a part of Take-Two. Take-Two also owns Rockstar. Those Rockstar games are something that I definitely want to see on the Switch, whether it be a GTA 4, GTA 5, Red Dead Redemption. I know that they can manage to get all of those games on the Switch, and they would do incredibly well from a commercial standpoint, so there is a lot of potential in that as well. Looking up a list of 2K games, yeah, they just have a ridiculous amount of games. The Darkness is an old school one that would be cool to see. Spec Ops: The Line, that's a cool game that would be great on the Nintendo Switch. Obviously, we got Borderlands. I don't know if they can manage Borderlands 3 on the Switch, but hey, if they can, that would be a pretty cool release. The Bureau, XCOM Declassified, you remember that game? Duke Nukem Forever. There's a lot of cool stuff that 2K has put out. The Darkness 2 as well. A lot of those games could do rather well. Prey, how about that? That could be pretty cool, but that's Prey, the original game. I think Bethesda owns the rights to Prey from here on out, so that probably can't happen, but nevertheless, there's a lot of compelling titles that could ultimately make the transition to the Switch, and hopefully 2K stays on the ball with that, and hopefully Take-Two also notices how well these games are doing and decides to push Rockstar to do more ports as well, outside of just LA Noire. But that's going to conclude this video. Again, Nintendo teasing something Metroid Prime related, and 2K says it's eager to release more games on the Switch. That's going to conclude this video. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.